Yo. What up, people? Welcome back to another edition of Mike on Sports. I am your host. I go by the name of Mike Gross, man. Big ups to that 501 and that 317 Little Rock, Indianapolis. We are in the motherfucking building. Shout out to everybody out there in the chat, man. Everybody's going to be joining the stream today, man. Big ups to y'all. Today is the second episode of Mike on Sports. Organic boxing talk. You know what I'm saying? We just coming up. And we're going to talk about whatever's is on you guys' mind out there. I got a couple videos to play beforehand. But before we get in that, y'all know what I do. Y'all know what I'm about. And y'all know how I get down. With that being said, Mike, drop that beat on them. Yes, sir. First up, happy Father's Day to all the men out there who are a part of their children's lives. Big ups to all the men out there who try to be a part of their children's lives. And just big ups to all the fathers out there, man. Hopefully everybody's having a great Father's Day. But man, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Let's go ahead and break it down and get why we here, man. Uh we'll talk about the boxing last night, but before I get into the boxing, I want to start with this video that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I'm not the only one that it rubbed the wrong way. Devin Haney, he was rubbed the wrong way about this video, so we gonna go over to Devin Haney's page right quick, and we gonna goddamn me see what he had to say about this little video that came out, man. I don't know what's wrong with this guy, but get to that tweet from Devin Haney right quick. That word of that. All right, here we go. Welcome you. That boy Devin a fool. Here you go, right here. The boy Devin came out. Now look, I'm gonna play the video for you guys, you know what I'm saying? But I want you to see what Devin Haney response was. Now, it's a guy that says, which one of you tough Antifa Black Lives Matter want to get in the ring with this cop? And then Devin Haney said, glad let him welcome you to a beating. All right, now let's go ahead and play the video right quick. Let me tell you what this man had to say, bro. And this shit is just, I mean, it's crazy, man. Like it makes no. What up, Adrian Chapman? It makes no sense, but I'm gonna play the video and let you hear what this I mean, I guess you want to call him a cop activist or whatever the fuck you want to call him.
What's up, TikTok? So I just watched another video of some clown with a camera running his mouth to an officer. I think it was in New York, and calling him a bitch and a punk and take that badge and gun off and let's fight. So here's my question. A lot of you clowns like to do that. Y'all really think we hide behind our badges and guns, and a lot of us obviously we can't fight. That's what y'all think, right? Okay, so how about if we come up with a system that the officer signs a waiver, you sign a waiver and put your camera down, we put our badge and gun down, and let's step in the ring. Let's see how many of you would actually sign up, since y'all, you feel like we're a punk behind our badges and guns. I'll sign a waiver. How many of you gonna step in the ring with me? I'll wait.
Who you think it is, The Rock, nigga? We supposed to be nigga Stone. What is going on, man? Now look, I don't understand it. I don't know what this guy. I guess he felt the way because he seen one of his brothers in blue being called a bitch or all this shit. But maybe his brother in blue was acting like a bitch. I mean, I don't know. But this has stirred a lot of guys the wrong way. Devin Haney said he gladly welcome to a beating. Stephen Fulton said, hey man, what this guy at? He ain't leave no at or nothing. You know what I'm saying? He said, where he at? And real quick, man, I want to give y'all a quick tidbit of one of the most impactful songs of my early years.
cause we just. And they wonder why we bang, cause the police do the same. That's the only rival game.
They wonder why we bang, cause the police do the same. That's the only rival gang. We just sitting here. Hey, that's some real shit. And without further ado, man, let me bring my guy YSM Sports Media on right quick. What's going on, YSM? How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's good, Mike? Yeah.
Not a whole lot, man. Just chilling, man. Just seeing that little cop video, and I figured since Devin Haney said something about it and Fulton said something about it, it was rubbing the people the wrong way.
Yeah, man. I more than welcome that cop. You know what I'm saying? So if he got sign-ups, I'll be number one to sign up.
Man, I'm talking about like I don't know if he know, but if he ain't talking about the octagon and he said ring, we using our hands and if that's the case, bro, you kind of got too much muscles in there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna last too long.
Nah, man. It bothers me that he like all of a sudden he put that badge on and he forgot about the years he didn't have the badge. It was like, you always been black. And
yeah, man. Sometimes how the thing go? I ain't black. I'm OJ.
Yeah, and look what they did to him.
That's how I feel. I mean, that's how some guys feel, man. Like, hey, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm more boys in blue than I am black. But at the end of the day, man, that shit right there. I was just like, I was dumbfounded. I'm just like, man, really? You want to put that out at a time like this?
Like, if they really, but that just goes to show you his mentality, because if the rest of your officers really felt the way you do, people wouldn't be getting shot in the streets. It would be a lot more like I don't know, maybe he had his post-workout shake and he was feeling real zestful, but I would say there's about probably 100,000 dudes that would take him up on that. But like you said, he ain't leave nowhere to find him or nothing.
No,
let me know where the gym at, yo.
I ain't seen shit, but I want to get your thoughts on something right quick. Since I got you here, let me play this video for you right quick.
Are there plans to unveil the next EA UFC game in Abu Dhabi next month?
Are we?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking me? Boss, are we doing it? Yeah. The boss says yes.
And there's reports that Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury are going to be in the game.
What? Where are you hearing this shit?
There's a reporter named Brian Mazicki. He's a gaming journalist.
Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Might be.
Okay. Might be.
Why aren't we doing this in Abu Dhabi? Why are you asking me these questions now?
Boxing loses again. Tyson Fury, and I mean, he said Fury might be, but the way he was smiling and the way he was looking kind of gives you the impression that Fury will be on the game. But Anthony Joshua, you know what I'm saying? That was a name that I wasn't expecting, and if he's on the game, that's something, a reason for me to go out and buy UFC 4, and I haven't even played UFC 3. I mean, I got it, but I just don't play it. But how do you feel about Tyson Fury and Joshua possibly being on a UFC game, and why is boxing so behind on gaming?
I feel like boxing's your first question. I can see Tyson Fury being on it, especially if ESPN has anything to do with it.
Okay, you might well throw Terrence Crawford and Vasily Lomachenko on that bitch too. Shit. I guess he broke out. Yeah, but Dana White, man, UFC is a very, very popular sport, man. With the gaming aspect, man, I like the fact that are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know what happened. I maybe like blanked out for a second.
Yeah, you cut out for a second. It's all good.
Yeah, I don't know about Joshua. I know Hearn was trying to develop his own game, and I doubt that he would give Joshua up, especially for that. But as far as the gaming aspect, I think boxers, they probably want too much money. Like UFC has, I think they have all the likeness rights to their fighters.
Yes.
Whereas though in boxing, now you got to go to Bob, you got to go to Al, you got to go to Eddie, you got to go to Oscar. It's too many moving parts. Whereas with UFC, you're just dealing with one guy and one entity.
What do you think it would take for boxing to get it? Like, I don't understand like how they did the boxing games back in the day. If it was so much movement going around, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was so much movement going around back in the day, then what's different now than from like making a game?
Boxers are more.
They had a Fight Night champion. They had Fight Night round 2. They had all kind of shit.
Yeah, the boxers now are more businessmen than fighters. They're probably like think about, you got a dude like Devin Haney, 22 years old, his own promoter. You got a guy like Ryan Garcia that hasn't won a championship yet.
Ooh, if you're Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney to say no to a boxing game where the younger generation, people of your generation, can actually get online and play with you and become a bigger fan of yours. So I don't understand. Like Boxer said, I'm more business minded. If you're more business minded and you want to be a bigger star, you might want to have your fucking self on a game that people can use you.
I feel you, but they might want a bigger price than what EA Sports is willing to give.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too. But I just feel like, man, I don't know, man. I just think the way, like Floyd got this thing that came out a couple months ago that all his likeness and things like that for like gaming and shit like that, he's gonna have like control over and doing it through like a company. Now everybody's not as big as Floyd, so you should, if it's for one game, take a little flat fee and see how the game goes out, and then re-up the fucking next time. I just don't understand like boxers not wanting their likeness or wanting too much money to be on games, which right now gaming is a big industry, especially with this COVID-19 shit going on.
True. Did you see that deal that Madden signed?
The who?
The deal that the NFL signed with Madden and EA Sports?
I know they extended the deal, but I don't know the particulars of it.
Oh, wait. It was...
I know, man. I know Madden is a very popular game for the NFL. So
it was I think it was $1 billion.
$1 billion deal for how many years?
I think it was a 10-year $1 billion deal.
Woo! That's a nice little bit.
Or 5 years $1 billion.
And I wonder how that's going to play out because NBA 2K has well, not NBA 2K, but NFL 2K is supposed to be coming back out, and they supposed to be doing something with that. So, and I know you can't really have it like Madden, so I want to see how that's going to play out with NFL 2K.
I guess they're gonna be double dipping.
Yeah, I don't think you can double dip because I think Madden has the exclusive rights to the NFL, like far as like license thing. I'm not sure if it's the 2K is gonna be like more of a ultimate team kind of thing, like you create your own team and own players and things like that. So I don't know. But let's go ahead and get into the fights from last night, man. Like I didn't really watch the whole card. I watched the main event, but the guy was in there in over his head, and Navarrete did what he always do: start slow and tends to pick it up in the middle rounds, and got a TKO in round number 6. Was there anything that you were impressed by last night, or is it just like me, or are you just tired of seeing one-sided matchups?
All right, so I'm glad that boxing is back. It was a long 3 months. But come on, man. Dude was 13-13. Like, come on, Mike. It's just like, come on, Mike. The only good fight we've seen since Bob put boxing back on was Joshua Greer versus Plania. That was a good fight. That was the only one worth a damn.
I go one for further. Joseph Ardarno and Blue Nose. What's the name? Adam Lopez, Blue Nose, and I forgot who he fought, but he fought a real tough guy. It was the kickoff of the Shakur Stevenson card.
I just saw the main event, so I didn't see that fight.
Yeah, that Adam Lopez fight is a fight you should definitely go back and check it out because it was a damn good fight. But yeah, man, I just feel like, man, like boxing is boxing is like dropping the ball, man. You see the UFC putting on competitive fights every weekend. You know what I'm saying? And for boxing not to be doing that, it's a damn shame. And like Dana White's right, man. Like, how the fuck are you having the whole sports world, like you got ESPN Thursday nights and Tuesday nights, and you got a prime time? How are you not putting out guys that people are going to be intrigued with seeing? Like Shakur Stevenson, great job. People were intrigued by that fight, but since then, there has been nobody. And I mean, well, I did want to see Mikael Espierre and Jose Pedraza. I thought that was going to be a good fight. I thought it was going to be a competitive fight. But besides that, man, like nobody's really out here really making a whole lot of noise about these boxing events.
It's because they don't want to give you too much where there not being a live gate. That's all. That's what it is, basically. ESPN is probably paying the whole budget, and Bob still wants to walk away with anything. So we're getting top level prospects versus guys that work in Subway sandwich shop.
Yeah. And I'm talking about like these guys, like the guy Shakur fought, he was ranking like number 90 something. And these fights are not even for like the fucking title. Like these are 10-round fights. They're not 12-round fights. They're not for the title. They're not for any kind of belt. They're just pretty much showcase fights.
I got a fight for you though.
Let's go.
On the 25th, Abraham Nova versus Avery Sparrow.
Oh, Avery.
Yeah. Avery told them things, Sparrow.
Avery was the one that Ryan was supposed to fight, but he got arrested down there. Yeah, and he fighting Adam Lopez again.
He fighting Abraham Nova.
Oh, Abraham Supernova. Okay. That should be a pretty competitive fight.
Yeah, I got Avery beat me.
Yeah, I would lean towards Avery, but I ain't. When the last time I had Avery fought when he fought Hank Lundy?
Yeah, it's been a year.
Yeah, man, that's the only thing that I might look at it and like give cause to pause. But I do like Avery, man. Avery's a good fighter. I did want to see him against Ryan Garcia, but I feel like Golden Boy called the FBI on that, man. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying that I got proof, but they wanted to protect their investment and shit like that. But yeah,
let me tell you something about that case, yo.
Go ahead.
It was hearsay. It was someone saying that Avery pulled the gun on him, and they already negotiated with the marshals that he was going to turn himself in after the fight.
I'm gonna tell you one thing that I learned about the legal system. If a motherfucker go in there and say you did something and they put that shit on paper as an affidavit, the cops gonna come get you straight up. It happened to me, even though I didn't do it. It happened to me. Motherfucker said I did some. Affidavit was signed. The detective came out and picked me up.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Because the affidavit is like a legal document or whatever, or like a whatever you call that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's like somebody giving their testimony to like that you done something. But my shit got thrown out because the guy was anyway. So with Avery, so you saying it was hearsay and it was already set up for him to turn himself in after the Ryan Garcia fight.
Yep.
So like what happened?
Basically the marshals came and heard he was out in LA, and it's not like he was hiding.
I know, but
he was out in LA.
He's fighting. It's on the fucking car. Like he died.
Yeah, picked him up, and it's not like he did no time. Like he been home.
Yeah. I already know that.
Yeah, so that whole situation was crazy. I felt like how you feel. I felt like Ryan Garcia's ass got saved.
Yeah, man.
You can say a lot about Avery, man. He got some issues, but yo, man, he's a dog.
All right, let me give y'all some quick news and notes right quick. Wang Hang, man, the little nigga that fight at 105, man, he returned from boxing with an undefeated record, 54-0. I don't know how to say his last name, but Wang Hang, He's the guy that surpasses Floyd Mayweather record of 50 or 51 or 50 something like that. And we got Shakur Stevenson. He says me and Tank will be a hell of a fight later on down the line. Now that's this something that I want to talk about, man. Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis. Give me your first impressions when I say that.
Going to be a great fight. Shakur can't beat Tank right now.
Ooh, is that right?
Not right now, no.
Why not?
Shakur his man body hasn't developed yet. You're starting to see it, but I don't know if he has enough power to keep Tank off him.
Hey man, sometimes they ain't about the power. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say Floyd they didn't have a lot of power, but motherfucker had their respect factor though. You know, like you ain't come in all willy nilly. Now look, I do think Shakur Stevenson could beat Tank Davis right now. What I've been seeing from Tank, I know Tank is a hard puncher. He has the skills, but I don't know how much Tank wants to be great. I know, like just listen to like Shakur Stevenson, looking at his goddamn EIG, looking at his Twitter, man. Like he is not shying away from calling anybody out. Like he's been telling, what's the guy's name overseas, Josh Warren. He been wanting him. He been wanting him. He been wanted Leo Santa Cruz. He been wanted Oscar Valdez before he moved up. And I just feel like Shakur is a better boxer, he's quicker, and he's more disciplined than Tank. And maybe he has better people in his corner like James Prince and Andre Ward, and he's not at odds with his promoter like Tank is. So with that being said, and all those things come into play, I would say if you give Shakur two fights at 130 and tell me that he got to fight Tank after that, I'll feel confident that he would beat Tank.
But okay. So I'm going to pose this question to you.
Go ahead.
What happens when your boy gets hit?
Shakur
now, I'm not necessarily a Tank fan. I'm just going to play devil's advocate. What happens when he gets hit?
I mean, I'm sure he's been hit a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like he spars with Terrence Crawford a lot, and I'm not sure Terrence Crawford is taking it easy on anybody. He's kind of motherfucker that in my opinion is when they in the ring for battle. Like he's been in that Mayweather gym. We all know the Mayweather gym is legendary for their fucking dog fights. He's been in there with Devin Haney. He's been in there with abundance of guys. So I'm not thinking like Shakur can't take a punch. Like I gotta see it. I gotta see a Shakur go down, but before I say Shakur can't take a punch.
What I'm saying is this, is that a lot of times we see these top level guys against mid-tier competition, and we often
you mean like Davis versus Gamboa?
Well, Gamboa's not mid-tier. He's past his prime, but he was never mid-tier.
I mean, at that point in time, what was Gamboa?
He's not mid-tier. He's on his way out.
At that point in time, what was Gamboa, man? Come on, like he's a wide now. It sounds good. He ain't mid-tier, but he's on his way out. That means he at the end of his rope, my nigga.
I want to ask you a question. How many fights has Gamboa lost before Tank?
Honestly, bro, he got blessed on Top Rank. I seen him fight. I forgot who his name.
You talking about Sosa?
Sosa, yeah, he got blessed right there, bro. So
yeah, but the only dude you can say that actually beat him, and he was giving him problems, is probably the best boxer on earth right now. So it's not like he's a put it like this: if you compare Gamboa and Joet Gonzalez, come on, come on. Like right now, if it's a year or two down the line, I might favor Shakur.
Let me ask you a question.
Because I know Shakur takes boxing seriously. But if it's right now today, I can't see him beating Tank today.
Right now, who wins, Gamboa or Shakur Stevens?
Gamboa just had an injury, so Shakur Stevenson.
He had the injury when he fought Tank during the fight.
Yeah, but
doing, man? Like, look,
wait, whoa, Mike. If an injury happens during the fight, that's the game. But if you're talking about before, if you're
what
talking
I'm
about,
saying is this, bro. It took
if
Tank almost 11 more rounds to get him up out of there. Shakur not gonna get hurt, bro. I mean, I'm not saying he's not, but it's highly unlikely a fight with Tank and Shakur. Shakur gonna get like a Achilles injury. That's an old man injury or whatever. But all I'm saying is this: what I've been saying from Tank, the level of his opposition since Pedraza ain't really been there, brother. Like, if we go sit here and pretend like it has, then we lying to ourselves. Like, he ain't really fought nobody since he fought Pedraza. I know he's supposed to fight Abner Mares, but even that fight I didn't like because Abner Mares doesn't have the power to keep Leo Santa Cruz off of him. How the hell is he gonna keep Tank off of him? So what I'm saying is this, bro. I think Shakur is better skilled than Gamboa, is better skilled than probably even Pedraza was. And I think when you put all that together and him having a silver medal and so he know how to box, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't one of his weaknesses, you know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing that we have questions about Shakur is how much power does he have? If that power catch up to that body, boy, it's gonna be it's gonna be a problem for Tank, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. If he gets his man body, I got him beating Tank. But we're talking about right now today, Shakur hasn't seen anything like Tank.
And I don't think Tank
Not yet.
I don't think Tank's seen anything like Shakur.
Shakur's a southpaw, right?
Yes.
One thing that I do one thing that I do know about southpaws, right, is that you won't find out how good they are till they fight another southpaw. Because they're used it's certain punches. Yeah, it's certain punches that they never see because they're always fighting right-handed fighters.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
So that fight is going to be very, very interesting because all of a sudden now the whole kitchen sink is opened up. Because now they got to worry about a jab. Now they got to worry about a right hook, as opposed to fighting an orthodox fighter where they never worry about those things.
Yeah, man. I guess it's just something that we had to, you know what I'm saying, give our thoughts about. But until it happens, we ain't gonna have no definitive, you know what I'm saying, outcome. But I just feel like, man, I'm looking at Shakur Stevenson, man, like what he does and like how he does it. The kid, his timing, his movement, his punch selection, all that shit is there, bro. I think Tank maybe falls in love with his power too much. You know what I'm saying? Try to head hunt. He does go to the body good too. I must give Tank that credit. He does go to the body very, very well. But sometimes to me, it's like he's infatuated with his power. And I know for a fact Shakur is not. Like he's mainly trying to beat somebody up. Like he enjoys beating people up in that ring.
He ain't infatuated with it because he ain't got nothing. Not yet, at least. But I can say this one thing about Shakur, right? I'm not sure if he's special. I know he's very good, but I'm not sure if he's special. Not yet, at least. I need to see more. It's a couple dudes I already know is special.
Give me a list of your special guys, like not the one that's already like established, but like the one that you think gonna be special from their prospect stage up.
Devin Haney, Jaron Ennis.
I give you Jaron Ennis. I like him. I give you Devin Haney. I like him too. Yeah, I mean, I can't really argue with those two guys. Like those are some top flight young fighters. I really do like a Jaron Ennis a lot. I think he's a better prospect than a Virgil Ortiz. That's just my opinion. But yeah, man, I just got to see him in there with somebody that's. First of all, we got to get somebody to fight him because it's not his fault the guys don't want to fight him. But we got to see him in there against somebody that's going to give him a little bit back, you know what I'm saying, just to see how he reacts to it. His last fight, I didn't like the way he was getting hit, and I know he said it right after the fight. I got hit too much because I was trying to get this guy out of here and things like that. But if he getting hit like that from a guy who was not on that level, and I understand that his fighting style was different and he won't fight these guys the same, but you gotta be like, yeah, Earl, You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford might be a little bit too much right now, but I think he could give guys like Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman some good ass fights.
He's one of them dudes, man. He has a Floyd Mayweather-esque type of background.
Yes.
Dad was a fighter.
Both brothers was too.
Both brothers was fighters, and like he's a lot bigger than what people think. Like he's bigger than Earl.
He's big as fuck. Yeah.
People don't realize his pop was a middleweight. His older brothers was a middleweight and a super middleweight. So 147, he coming out of that real soon.
And that ain't the biggest thing about Jerron Ennis, though. The biggest thing to me is the fact that he's 22 years old.
Yeah.
This motherfucker he got all the time in the world to be great. So I wouldn't rush him, and he's with he's with Terrence Crawford, old guy. What's the guy's name that I'm forgetting?
Cameron Duncan.
Cameron Duncan, man. Cameron Duncan knows fucking talent. That's one thing that I have never met Cameron. I have done like interviews with him, but one thing that's like evident to me, man, he knows talent. You know what I'm saying? I like the other 140 pounder that he got. Last name is Lee. Brandon Lee.
Oh, I like Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee can fight. Even though I wasn't impressed, I feel like he was playing with his food a little bit too much last fight, but the guy he was fighting wasn't on that level either, so he could afford that. But I like Brandon Lee, and I think he's gonna be a factor at 140. Let me get on to this Tyson Fury quote, man. I don't know if you heard it or not, but this is coming from Tyson Fury, and this is what he told BT Sport. There isn't a heavyweight from any era in the last 1,000 years that could have tackled me or beat me. Going right back to the beginning, no one of them would have beaten the Gypsy King. I'm too big. I'm too good. And I've got too many styles for them. I am an adapter, and they couldn't beat me anyway. Never mind Mike Tyson from the 80s, Muhammad Ali, Joe Louis, Lennox Lewis, George Foreman, Ken Norton, Rocky Marciano, Floyd Patterson, Gene Tunney, Jim Macy, John L. Sullivan. 1, I'm too big. 2, I'm too good. 3, I got too many styles. 4, I'm an adapter. And 5, they couldn't ever beat me anyway. So there we go. I'm the greatest fighter that ever lived. Never mind heavyweight. The greatest fighter that has ever lived. How about that for modesty?
Hey, yo, that quarantine weed must be fire, man. they must be getting it over there in the UK, boy. Woo!
Now, man, let me play, as my man Charlamagne say, white devil's advocate. Fury is 6'9". Fury moves pretty well to be a 6'9" guy. Has the probably is going to have the range on any heavyweight that he goes up against. Period. Now, only thing that I worry from Fury is the power, but being 6'9", 270, you're going to outweigh a lot of those heavyweights from yesteryear. George Foreman was considered a very big heavyweight in his time. Right now, he wouldn't be considered a big heavyweight at all. He could be considered normal size heavyweight. So with that being said, I mean, does Fury have a case? I mean, it's not going to be proven, but does he have a case? I would say, I mean, maybe, you know what I'm saying? If he goes out there and beats Wilder and beats AJ twice and maybe even beat Dylan White, I mean, who's to say that he shouldn't consider himself the greatest heavyweight of the last century?
Well, you should because you're an athlete, you should, especially an athlete that's had a lot of success at a high level, right?
Absolutely.
But that don't mean I gotta agree. I know one heavyweight. If I name him, you're gonna be like, for real? And then you're gonna think about it. That will stop Tyson Fury.
Joe Frazier.
I say Big Daddy.
Who?
Big Daddy Bout.
Oh, Riddick Bowe. Man, Riddick Bowe was a beast, man. Hey.
If you had to make a perfect heavyweight, they will come out like Riddick Bowe.
Yeah,
Riddick Bowe has no weaknesses.
You're not lying about that because he had the size, he had the power, He had the mobility. Like Riddick Bowe was he's one of those guys that get lost in the shuffle, gets underrated, and I think it's because everybody just like that one moment stands out when he threw that damn belt in the trash can. Like that moment stands out above like pretty much his whole career. I don't want to sound like his career wasn't great, but when you do something like that and not fight somebody, I think people start to like, man, how good was he really?
Man, there's more to that story. I had my homie James Bell was a boxer.
Like I mean, this is organic boxing talk. Sunday. This is the only way you want to go.
They tried to make that fight a couple times. Like the fight was supposed to happen after Oliver McCall, and McCall ends up stopping Lennox Lewis. It was a couple times. It was like 3 times the fight was supposed to be made. It was like 3 fights. The fight was supposed to get made, and something happened. Whether negotiations fell through, but everybody's just focuses on that one moment where the issue with the WBC. But my homie from the boxing source can break that down like step by step to where as though they have you like, yo, I had no idea.
My man Ed, man, my man JR. Because I really want to know because like I started watching boxing like 2016, you know what I'm saying, and like just immerse myself with it. And like I heard of the story, but I'm not sure like of all the particulars that went on in the background. And I know with this boxing game, boxing is a very, very shady kind of sport, you know what I'm saying? Like people try to get the overhand on guys and things like that, or shortchange guys a lot. So I really would like to know what happened in that particular situation. But you feel like Riddick Bowe, out of every heavyweight that you can possibly name, has the best chance of beating Fury out of everybody else?
I would say Riddick Bowe or not Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay. In my eyes, no fighter in the history of boxing could beat Cassius Clay. And I'm talking about that prime. Remember, when he became Ali, it was kind of 26, 27. But when he was young, thin Cassius Clay, you couldn't catch him. You couldn't catch him. So between Big Daddy, Cassius Clay, and to be honest with you, Iron Mike would give Fury problems because Fury really doesn't protect his body well.
I was going to say that too, man. I was going to say Iron Mike because Fury had trouble with fucking Steve Cunningham. And Steve Cunningham is like a shorter cruiserweight who try to fight at heavyweight. But I think Mike Tyson with his head movement, with just his fucking waist movement, like the motherfucker, like forget. Mike Tyson had one of them styles that the nigga came in and he was bang 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 bang. Like his movement was incredible. And I think if you put that kind of movement on Fury for 12 rounds, I'm not sure how much if Fury's not going to box, how good a shape, you know what I'm saying, he's going to be in. Like if he's trying to like maul like he did in the Otto Wallen fight. Like Otto Wallen had him tired and actually connected a punch in that 12th round that made Fury whole. So I would say Mike Tyson, and I would even lend my thing to George Foreman. I like George, man. George is a fucking guy that hits like a fucking mule. And like for a guy to take off 10 years in between heavyweight rings, that says a lot about the mental that George Foreman had. And like he got beat by Ali, but Ali did some shit in that fight where it was he out George. Like everybody thought George Foreman was gonna kill Ali. That motherfucker was telling Ali, bro, don't take that fight. Like you don't need to fight him. He's too big. He's too dangerous and things like that. But I would give George a good chance of beating Fury this day and age. And even I would even say nigga Lennox Lewis. Shit, I give Lennox Lewis a good ass chance. Nigga, Lennox Lewis was a bad boy.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I got Vitali stopping it.
Oh hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I got Vitaly
I
stopping
got Vitaly
Tyson
whooping his
Fury.
ass, man. What you talking about?
Yeah.
Stop him. I got him whooping his ass.
I got Vitaly stop like one of them ooh stops.
Yeah, man. But and this is just my opinion, but nigga, Vitaly was better than Vlad.
Yeah, he was better than Vlad, man. Vitaly was a dog.
Yeah, man. He I went back and watched some his old tapes. Like, the nigga Lewis looking at him, that motherfucker cut his eye.
Yeah, he was whooping his ass.
He better thank Jesus, nigga. And Vitaly was mad when they stopped the fight. Like, no, I can still get, like, bro, your eyes, nigga, hanging off, my nigga. Like, you probably shouldn't go on. You know what I'm saying?
He was still getting his shit off though.
He was, bro. I do like Vitaly, man. Yeah, man. So for Fury, I mean, like you said, it's good to have that confidence because you're an athlete and you have success and you feel like you're at the top of the top. But man, to say that hands down over all these generations, there's not one man that can beat Fury. That's tough, man. But I respect the arrogance. You know what I'm saying? For lack of a better word, confidence. Let me see what's got up, man.
He's feeling himself.
Fury, Johnny Gonzalez, nah, McGrath, nah. Crawford things, Trevor Band, nah. I don't know, bro. Like Hopkins, Fury, Joshua, what happened? It ain't really shit out there, man. It's a whole lot of nothing, man. Boxing State ain't got shit on that on that thing. But
I got a question for you. What you think of Gary Russell talking about going up to 140 or 147 for Broner?
Man, Gary must have thanked the world of himself, man. Gary, goddamn me. I could see 140. I could see 140 because Broner started, you know what I'm saying, his weight lighter. And Mikey Garcia started like around the same weight as Gary Russell. So I could see 140, but 147 to me is a stretch. But I just think Gary Russell, man, he wants a big fight, man. He desperately wants a big fight. The only reason Gary Russell fights once a year is because he doesn't want to fight guys that he know he's going to beat, and the only reason that he's fighting because of his mandatory. He told us that on the boxing scene. I mean, on the boxing course. So with that being said, man, I like Gary a lot. I think Gary's a damn good fighter. He's quick, got enough power. You know what I'm saying? Like, and who's to say if he moves up to 140, that's probably like his walk around weight. That's probably like the weight that he has to literally cut nothing. He can eat breakfast the same morning. Broner, on the other hand, to make 140 is going to be a struggle for him. And we all know Broner's like, if there ain't no financial penalty in place or financial incentive in place for him to make 140, he'll liable come in at 143, 144 and say, nigga, if you want it, you want it. If you don't, you don't. I'm the A side and you the B side. So with that being said, I would want Gary to have that in place if they were to fight. But I think man, Broner need to win, bro. Like shit. I mean, we digging it at 126 to try to find Broner a win. So I think it's a good 55-45 fight in Broner's favor, but I wouldn't say don't count out Gary Russell, man. We've seen Broner be the kind of guy who doesn't necessarily want to let his hands go after he gets touched. So if Gary can touch him early and often, he might be able to get a decision out of it. But if Broner catching him with like one of them left hooks, has Gary been hit by somebody as big as Broner? We seen Broner drop Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't even see Earl drop Sean Porter. We ain't see Keith drop Sean Porter. We ain't seen nobody besides Broner drop Sean. Well, Earl did drop Sean, but it wasn't like Earl. No, the way Earl dropped Sean wasn't how Broner dropped Sean.
Broner dropped Sean.
Dropped him. You know what I'm saying?
Earl kind of stunned him, and he his glove touch. Now Broner clipped him.
And J.R. Bell, that was supposed to be a fight that was supposed to happen, Broner and Lipinets, but I don't know what happened with.
Is that JR?
Yeah.
Yo, Jay, that's JR from the Boxing Source. Jay, come on, explain to him what happened with Lennox and Riddick Bowe. He can break this down step by step.
I'm gonna put the invite in the chat for you, Jr. If you want to jump on. Maybe I don't know if you're busy or not. I know it's Father's Day, but if you got time, I really do want to know what the happen was between that Bo and Lennox Lewis shit. But yeah, man, I only got 10 minutes. All right, but I got you. But yeah, man, so yeah, I think it'd be a good fight, but if Broner connects and lands something solid, gotta see what kind of chin Gary Russell got. What about you? My man just completely cut off. All right, let's see what else we got on the docket, man. Let me see if anything out there on Twitter that I need to discuss or God did me bring up. Let's see. Caleb Truax with his family. Big up, Caleb. You still there, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I don't know what happened. But yeah, man, what you think about that Gary Russell and Broner fight?
I think Gary doing too much. Hold on 1 second. I'm putting in my headphones.
I'll do your thing. Think Gary doing too much?
I feel like Gary doing because this is the part of boxing I hate, man. Why does a champion at 126 got to jump 2 to 3 weight classes to get a big fight?
Because all the niggas who was at his weight, who would have moved up, don't want to fight him, from Carl Frampton to fucking Leo.
How don't you?
To Josh Warren tonight. None of these guys want to fight Gary Russell, bro.
And this is my beef with fans, right? Fans only worry about unifications when it comes to certain promotional companies.
Yes.
Right? Or certain weight classes. People want to see Bud and Spence have a unification, but won't talk about how Top Rank is freezing out Bivol, or how Top Rank is freezing out Devin Haney, or how Gary Russell's being frozen out. Like nobody wants to bring up that stuff.
I don't even think Top Rank freezing out Bivol, though. I think Bivol is just in a position where he wants a big fight. He wants the Canelo fight, but he has to fight Berthabiev, and I'm not sure how much Bivol wants that fight.
I think from what I hear, Bivol wants that fight, but Bob was busy making Gavazic. That's an in-house fight, so I get it.
Yeah.
And then Bivol, I think he got like 2 Mandos that he got to satisfy.
Yeah, he got to fight up there in Canada or some shit.
Yeah, but you fans never bring up Bivol. They act like he doesn't exist.
Now Bivol one of my favorite guys, but like Dana White said last week, man, just because you're a good fighter don't mean you demand that kind of exposure, you know what I'm saying, or that kind of fanfare. Some of these guys just don't resonate with the fans.
Yeah, I feel you.
But at the end of the day, man, I think unification fights are like all around the board are important. All right, my bad. Boxing Source, I didn't know you was there, bro. Go ahead and let me know, man. What happened with that Lennox Lewis and what's my guy name? Ricky Bow situation.
All right. First off, they had this so-called tournament that they had where Riddick Bowe was fighting Evander Holyfield because he was mandatory for one of Holyfield's belts at the time, and Lennox Lewis fought Razor Ruddock. So the Lewis Ruddock fight was 2 weeks before Holyfield versus Bowe, and Bowe beat Evander Holyfield by decision. And Lennox Lewis was there ringside, with HBO as a commentator. And after the fight, Riddick Bowe stepped out the ring, and then he crossed Lennox Lewis, and he said, "Let me tell you something, bum. I ain't in front of you, Lennox. And when we get things worked out, I owe you one." He's like, "Yeah." And Lewis was like, "We'll bring it done, man." And he's like, Bowe was like, "Yeah, I'll bring it." You ain't saying nothing but a word. So ain't no way that Bowe was ducking Lewis, because there were like 3 different times, like, Jamil said, that they tried to work out the deal. And Lewis rejected every deal because it was like they knew that they could force him to give up that WBC belt. And that's pretty much what they did. And then even after that, they still sent offers to Lennox Lewis and said, hey, if you want to keep the WBC belt, that's fine. We could still have a fight. But Lewis and his team did not even take it. So by the time they finally worked out a deal after Bo lost to Holyfield, that's when Lewis got chin checked by McCall.
So what instant or situation or scenario led to Bo actually saying belt in trash?
So the way that it worked out was with Lennox Lewis being the WBC mandatory.
Okay.
They had like a certain time period to work out a deal before it would go to, basic like a purse bid or whatnot.
Okay.
Or have it to force to be a certain percentage that Bo would have to pay out. And given that Lewis wasn't really making any money at that time, there was like no way that they were going to, have Lewis earn a certain amount of money. So they initially offered him 3, or they said, you know what, you could fight somebody else for 3, and then we'll fight later on down the line, and you could earn 9. And they didn't accept either one of those things, So that's where the purse bid got basically forced, and Bo said, I'm not paying Lennox Lewis this split, because it was going to be what was it, like a 55-45 split or something if it went to purse bid. And Lewis hadn't done anything close to that, so that's why Bo ended up dropping the belt. It's a similar situation to where Gennady Golovkin became the WBC mandatory to Cotto before Canelo won the belt, and then the mandatory to Canelo, and that's why Canelo dropped the belt, because there was no way that they were going to pay Golovkin that percentage when Golovkin really ain't do nothing, to get that. So that's where the situation it was for Bo dropping that WBC belt. But that didn't mean that he didn't want to fight Lennox Lewis. They sent offers after that, multiple offers.
Gotcha. All right, shit kind of makes sense now. It kind of make a little bit of sense to me now. But at the same time, it's like, Bo, like, you just gonna give up the belt because you don't want to give a man a percentage?
Well, the thing about it is like say for example with Lewis, like if he was only getting like 1 million a fight, getting up to that particular point where it was the WBC mandatory.
Why are you worried about how much I'm getting? That's the problem with everybody out there, man.
No, yeah, but
if you happy with what you're getting, it shouldn't matter what the fuck I'm getting, my nigga.
Not if it's way over your actual value. I'm not paying somebody way over their actual value.
Hey, man, shit. Conor made 100 million when he fought Floyd. How much was Conor previous high? About 6-7 million.
Huh? How successful was that event?
That shit was extremely. I'm just saying. Like I don't know how much Lennox Lewis was gonna be getting. Maybe like 8-9 million. I don't know. I'm just saying a guy went from 6 million to 100 million. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's a pretty good jump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but when it comes to Lennox Lewis and the guys that he fought after being given the WBC belt, he wasn't getting paid that much anyway. So what is it like? You got to be able to pay someone what they're worth, and if he wants something way more than what he's worth, then there's no point of paying him that.
Depends on how big the fight could be, but I feel you. I hear it. But I still kind of look at Bo kind of sideways, man. Like, bro, you just over a split. Like, you can like offer him like 40%, 60-40.
Nope, not at that time. But even then, like I said, he offered like at one point an $11 million offer, it wasn't taken, and I think around like almost 13 or so. So it was like 13 or 15 that Lewis accepted after Bo lost to Holyfield. And the thing was
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It was contingent on it was contingent on Lewis beating Oliver McCall, but he couldn't do that. So that's where all of that got, blown. So,
Gotcha. Hey man, everybody out there in the chat, man, y'all keep bringing up this Wilder twerking. Like, what are you guys even talking about? I haven't seen it.
don't do it. Don't do it.
I haven't seen it, man. Like so, if you guys want to fill me in or something like that,
watch it. Don't watch the video, man. I know PC
Jacob
posted it
where's
on
it at?
Twitter. Don't. It's on Twitter. He got it on Twitter. Don't do it. Don't
Let me look at this video real quick, man.
don't do it. Yo.
I mean, I gotta see what it. I mean, it's boxing, right? They get hashtagging right now. Latest. I don't see no man. I don't see nobody doing no kind of twerking, my nigga.
Dog, hey, don't go, yo.
Is it like an old video or something?
Do it. I'm telling you, huh?
Is it an old video?
It's hold on, where did it's because yo, that thing is man hilarious, son. Like, yo, he got to be checked for that one, buddy.
It got to be an old video or something, man. Like,
man, hold on. If Jacob didn't post it, he didn't post the link yet. Hold on, he had to have posted the link. All right, I'm gonna do it.
You just put the link in the chat, man. Let me see that thing.
Yeah, I posted it. I posted it in the chat, man.
And which one?
Right on the thing for the YouTube joint.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the Facebook chat. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna let you post no links, my nigga. Cause
all right, hold on.
Yeah, put them motherfucker in the Facebook, man. I mean, I gotta do my journalistic duty.
Yo, I don't know if you want to do this journalistic duty.
Whoa, man. Hold on, bro. What's going on? Why you outside like that? Oh, what the fuck is going on, man?
Hey.
Oh, hey, man.
Yo.
I ain't seen strippers do it that good. Goddamn. What is going on?
Yo, he lost
words, my brother, right now, you know.
Oh, man, yo.
Right, Deontay, a bad boy, man. Hey, boy, Deontay, a funny boy, man. Hey, look here, man. Whatever makes you happy, man. Whatever makes the people around you laugh and smile. One thing we gotta admit, shit. When you see him out and you see that bad style, you know, on his side, you ain't got no interpretation about how he swing. Cause his wife is his lovely wife is beautiful. But with that being said, that video is funny as hell. Man. Hey, YSL, man, what's up, bro? You see? Did you see the video?
Yeah, I saw it. It was a cause for concern.
My nigga, he started shooting. Like, yeah, I saw it, bro. Unfortunately, I saw that shit, man.
Yo, his chick should have never posted it though.
Hey, man, it is what it is, bro. I mean, it's life, bro. It's life. Motherfuckers always come. I mean, what's worse, a nigga, a twerking video or a video of you and Fury fighting the last fight? Come on, man. I mean, it's all about
the twerking video, dog. The twerking
and
video.
You what? Nigga, they can put 1,000 of them twerking videos up. They can take that Fury shit down. You feel me? But yeah, man, that was. I'm not even gonna share it to my YouTube because I'm not sure if that's suitable for YouTube community guidelines. Because the man is, you know, I mean, hey,
yo,
it got me thinking, what was Deontay doing before boxing? He might have been stripping for office parties.
Hey, man, hey, you never know, boy. Hey, niggas make some good money, that nigga, for real. The game was true. Want the game or some shit?
Hey, yo, I gotta roll, folks, man. I'll catch y'all later.
All right, man. Big up to the boxing stores, man, for giving me the link to the video and come dropping that Ricky Bow and Lennox Lewis knowledge, man. Big up to you, man. Y'all go follow his page, man. Go follow his page over there, the Boxing Source on YouTube. All right, man. Big up. Bruh, man, I don't know what is going on, bruh. Hey, I'm glad y'all put me on that shit, man. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what is, you know what I'm saying, what is the angle, or maybe he was just vibing that night. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was just vibing. He was tapping into his inner freak, you know what I'm saying, for later on, you know what I'm saying, later on that night. You know what I'm saying? Never know what's going on out there. But big ups to the Boxing Source, you know what I'm saying, for dropping them gems. Man, that's pretty much it for today's show, man. Unless y'all got any questions for me, you know what I'm saying? If not, we're gonna get on down. If you want to be a part of the stream and ask me a question, you can go ahead and ask me one via this right here. If not, man, we're gonna get on down and we're gonna slide on out, man. Big ups to my guy JR for hopping on the Boxing Source, and big ups to YSM Media, man, for hopping on too, man. Appreciate it, homie. Sports media. I left the sports out. But let's see what we got, man. Let's see what we got. I can't even find the paste. I'm just trying to paste it. Let me paste it one time. If not, man, we're gonna slide on down, man. He planning to distract Furies with that, man. Y'all are wild, man. Y'all are wild, bro. Yeah, Rabisky, wild a fool, man. You're a fool from that one. PC Jacob says from a 40-pound suit to a twerk gate. Yeah, that was pretty good right there, PC Jacob. I gotta admit. But if not, man, we're gonna get on down. YSM Media, man, you got anything else you want to say before we head on out, Big Dog?
Oh man, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It's a good show, man. I'm definitely a fan.
No, not a problem, man. Always you and JR are always welcome to come. And my nigga, I forgot his first name, but I know his last name Brown. Big up to my guy Brown out there. I know you in
Matt.
The Facebook chat, yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome to come on anytime too. Well, man, y'all know how we get down. Y'all know how I get down. Y'all know what it's about. With that being said, yo, Mike, drop that beat on him. Yes, sir.